Welcome guys, today I have for you a Voumard model 5A/1500. Machine was new in 1986. One of the first things I'd like to mention with this machine is we do have an extended length attachment right over here, which will provide you an extra 1500 millimeters of length. Get this wire out of here. This is an ID machine. Comes with a 3-jaw chuck right here, along with a 3-point steady rest. You do have your dresser, and then the little cover to cover your ID spindle when it's not in use. So with all that being said, we do got the hand wheel right here, which in the pulled out, first put on the hydraulics. First put on the hydraulics, and then we can go ahead, pull this hand wheel out, and we could run it manually. In a second, as you can see, the truck does turn on and off once it hits a limit switch right here automatically. So when you go into automatic mode, that will turn on and start spinning your part for you. Right over here will be your whole ID spindle, along with a couple of adjustments so you could do your grinding. This right here is going to be for your feed. This is how much or where the head sits currently on the machine itself, so it will move forward or backwards. And then you got a couple more options over here. Down underneath you do have your start-stop switch, along with your speed knob for the table. So for our work head over here, there are two different speeds. Right now we are at low. If we turn it off, we could go ahead and speed it up a little bit. Underneath over here, you could also adjust the speed as well. 6 different speeds with a combination of just moving around the belts. You do have 2 different speeds for your ID spindle as well, low and high. So we'll start off with low. That's your low speed right there. We'll go ahead, turn that off for you, and wait for that to get to a stop. Machine does have a spark out counter as well, and dressing in the middle of its cycle, which we'll demonstrate very shortly. We may as well start it now. Flip your switch over to cycle, to auto cycle mode, and then from there you could go ahead, turn your, first push your hand wheel in, then you could start your system simply by be sure that you keep the speed on, or you'd be sitting there doing nothing. So just variate the speed for you real quick. See it go a little bit faster. And this is at full speed. So if you want to come over here real quick, you can see it will be feeding in, but before that you can see that the dresser does come down, and if you had that set up properly, it will dress your wheel for you. And I believe that does that twice during this cycle. So it's going to slowly push off and then get right back into it. And you can see over here at this hand wheel that we will be feeding in every so often. We are again at a grind cycle, or a dressing cycle. So just let that pass real quick. And it's going to feed in a couple more times and then go into its spark out cycle. So you didn't really get to see a feed, but you can see our spark out right here is ticking. So once that light is fully illuminated, that's when the cycle will end and park itself to the right hand spot. Just like that, and fully reset itself. I will demonstrate that just one more time for you guys, so you guys can get a visual of the hand wheel over here feeding in. And we'll also put our ID spindle on the high setting right now as well. So go ahead whenever we're ready, flip that lever, and now you can really get a good view of this hand wheel right here feeding in. Slow it down for you a little bit. As you can see, we've entered our dressing. Once again. The machine works with a bunch of combinations of our several dogs that we have in different locations. So if, for example, you're not dressing properly, or this little hand feed lever keeps popping up, or it's not doing what it needs to do, it's probably because the dogs aren't in the correct location. I did have to fiddle around with that a little bit to get the machine running, but as you can see, we're good to go. We are in the spark out right now, so any second it will go ahead and park itself again to the right hand position. And that basically wraps it up for you guys. So again, this is going to be the Voumard model 5A/1500, wired for 220 volts. Thank you very much.